All right. Okay, there we go. Hey guys. Hey gamer guy. I will be there in 1 minute, guys. Alrighty. Let's try this again. Hi, Kaz. Hi, Jake. Hey, Benton. What's that one? Aotero. I'm so bad with names sometimes.
I'm not sure how to go with that one either.
Aotero. That was not a long minute, Benton. I had to get all this stuff recorded so that we don't get in trouble again. Part 2, gamer guy. We got cut off earlier. Yeah, we were in the middle of the parents' interview, and YouTube was like, "Nah, you guys have to go." I didn't get a strike though. I got a claim to where I just had to um cut that part out of the old live, so that live is back up actually. But I recorded all of the videos, so now we're gonna watch them with no issues. Oh, Benson, yeah, it's been a minute. All right. So what should we go? Should we watch the video, get the parents' video done?
Yes, let's do that.
And then we can talk about timeline pictures of the tent and all that good stuff. Okay. Let's wait a couple more minutes and just see who else is going to come so they don't miss the parents' interview. Everybody, fasten your seatbelts in case we get the boot again, which I seriously doubt because I'm going to play it from my own player. I had to actually take a quick flight to Australia on my VPN because it was not letting me do it earlier. So now I'm thinking that I'll be able to stream the Melissa Caddick and Sea Monkey Boy, maybe in Discord. Gamer guy. A-O, a tier O-A, Aroha. Aroha or Kiwi bird. Okay. Oh, nice. We were
That's really
actually
cute.
in New Zealand today. Were we not in New Zealand on Google Maps today?
It was part of our little trip.
Hi, Tessie. Yeah, you can share Facebook, but you cannot play other people's YouTube videos. Well, sometimes you can. But sometimes what happens is that it could even be like when I showed that Cassidy video, I got a copyright claim because one 30-second part played some music, and then what they do is they just have you mute or cut out the segment, and so that's all I did. So that the part one live is actually back up. All right, so let's finish the interview with the parents. We're gonna watch it right out of my player so that we don't have any issues.
If you know anything at all, call the police because we want our daughter back. And she wants us, our daughter, Isla. She needs her big sister.
Can you turn it up any?
We need her home.
Iconic, can you hear it?
It was perfect there at the end.
It was what?
The sound was great towards the end.
Hang on one second. I thought I forgot to hit the sound button, but I know that I didn't. Lean in, Benton, lean in. Start it over. 95 guys. Because the recording was low actually, so.
If you know anything at all, call the police because we want our daughter back. And wants us, our daughter, Isla. She needs her big sister. We need her home.
All right, that is actually the end of the first. So I actually have 3 and 1. So, what do you guys think of the parents' behavior?
Flags everywhere.
The stepfather really doesn't have much to say, always looking down. But the one thing they do is when they say no, they at least shake their head no. Hello, Pamela. Flags. Yeah, I see flags too. We'll get into the next part. I think that we should go over the timeline that you put together. Touch on that one Reddit article. Yeah, something's off to me. Very off. Then they claim that they can't go back to the house because they can't be there because Cleo's not there. Why do I keep calling her Chloe?
I think their prime minister made that mistake too.
Exactly what I was thinking, JS. Never answer questions looking direct.
Yeah, whenever they asked him if he knew anything,
And it
he
was
looked down.
always, go ahead.
He looked down and
Yep.
then
And it
he
was
looked over at
always the
her like,
head shake.
or did she agree with me?
They constantly looked at each other for approval. It was a constant head shake. He was constantly looking down, and he absolutely, they offered nothing but what they were asked. I would have been rambling to the point where the reporter would not have had a chance to get a word in. Like when he asked her, so what would you say if the kidnapper was watching right now? And when she said, I don't know what I would say. You don't know what you would say? I would look into that camera and say, let me tell you something. I will, I have a set of skills. I will find you. I will hunt you down. And I will get my kid back and kill you. Like, Taken. I agree, Benton. They kept looking for approval, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to see them
Isn't that the
interviewed
set
one
of
by
skills?
one. Hmm?
Hello, Opaline, Holly Berry. They need to bring dogs in, boat search and cadaver dogs just to see. Have they brought the dogs in? I haven't seen anything. I thought they did bring dogs in the beginning. I'll look for that after we finish touching on what we found today. That is iconic. What did I say to you earlier? Read 1 second. I go to work for my baby. I would be up 24 hours a day. Me too, Jessica. I would have burnt, like, I would have come through with an Escavade. Where is that one comment? Here you go. Read her comment, iconic. What did I tell you earlier?
Yeah, exactly. There's no real tears. I mean, okay, her hair
She
looks
keeps
freshly washed.
wiping.
She looks like she hasn't missed any kind of meal or sleep. If it were me, I wouldn't be able to do those things on the grounds that I wouldn't know if my
You did not just say that. Stop making me laugh.
It's true.
Yeah, so we're going to go to the ocean with our 7-month-old baby and our 4-year-old who hates the water. And we are going to teach them how to swim on the western side of Australia where the sharks are as big as that movie Meg.
Yeah, and someone made a good point. Where were they going to ride bikes in the sand? Because that's pretty difficult, especially if you're learning.
Exactly. And we heard earlier that the only paved road, I forget what term they use now, was the road
Sealed.
coming in and out. Unless there might be a couple of hard paths though at the campground where she can actually ride her bike. I mean, you really don't need like smooth pavement to ride a bike. It could be some hard dirt. The GoFundMe is growing as we speak for Cleo.
Yeah, someone said it's up to 80,000 USD or AUD, sorry.
Not to mention the 1 million that they're giving for her location. All right, girl. Do you want to tell them about the timeline you put together?
I did not put this timeline together. I found it on Reddit, but yes,
Well, you still got it and put things together.
I am ready when you
Suspect
are.
for sure. Nita Phillips. Yeah, something. I mean, it was constantly looking. You know what I would love to do? I would love for the behavioral panel to watch that interview and see what they would think of that. It was hello, David Jr. It was just weird. It was like the constant looking at each other and him always looking down. And then when he spoke, and I'm not saying this to be mean, I was like, wait, is there another lady in the room that was talking for a second? I would have been like a blabbermouth. I'm already a blabbermouth. And if my kid was missing and I was in an interview knowing that possibly the kidnapper could be watching, I wouldn't have shut up.
I want to see them interviewed one-on-one.
Good question. I was actually, we can ask Kaz would know the answer to Benton's question. Do they use lie detectors in the US? I mean, in Australia. Oh, hang on a second, Pamela, because wait till you find out how long they waited until they actually. Holly said, yes, I think two lie detectors in Australia. Okay, well, I'm going to check out that GoFundMe too. Yes, they do. So, do they use the lie detectors like they do here in the States to where it's not admissible in court, but they can like they do it like they do here to where they can't use it in court, but they give the police officers an idea if they're telling the truth.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Gamer guy, plenty of people dislike MonkieMar. It's okay. I'm gonna survive, I promise you. All right, girl, we're waiting on you. My youngest was missing for 2 hours. He was 8. I had police here and I was a complete mess. He was at a friend's I didn't know. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, I've lost a kid before at the mall. You're doing something and you've got a fifth grader on heelys with her friends cruising around the mall, and then you look away and she's gone, and it's just like you just automatically feel like you're almost going to faint. All right, girl, you ready?
Yes, I am. When it pops up.
Hi, Dari. Yes,
I don't see
Kara.
anything there.
There's an article. There is a car that was leaving like at 3 a.m. traveling south towards Carnarvon, and they're looking for the person of that car. A black car, I think it was, a passenger car. You having difficulties? Or are you okay over there?
No, I don't. You're not showing
Do you want
anything?
me? Do you want me to? Do you want? Oh, where is it? In Discord?
Yes.
All right, let me get that for you. I didn't know that you were waiting on me.
Ah.
Yeah, they are, and they're still looking for that black car. And another thing that I found out too is that the 20 SPs that they were looking into, they were actually in Caravan. They weren't near the campsite, so I found that kind of interesting as well. Which one am I looking at?
It
The
is
first one,
timeline.
34-hour period. Hmm?
It says timeline, and it's from Reddit.
There it is. I got it. And of course, my little Mexican wants to start.
She's so cute.
Oh, she's a pain in the butt. The stalker theory was ruled out. Absolutely. Opaline, it was absolutely ruled out. Oh, hang on one second, guys. I was actually only sharing that one screen. Let me share my whole screen. Let me zoom in. All right. Is that good for you?
Yes, ma'am. Thought I'd start a rough timeline of events and links to sources and confirmation. Mods feel free, blah, blah, blah. Okay, missing. Cleo Smith, 4 years old. Mother, Ellie Smith. Partner, Jake Glidden. That's the stepfather. Sister, Ela, 7 months old. She went missing Friday, October 15th, 2021. Location, Blowholes Campsite, Western Australia. And then underneath it is a picture of the campsite. Beautiful spot. Cleo Smith and her family were from the Western Australian coastal town. Family arrived at the campgrounds around 6:30 p.m. Cleo was put to bed around 8 p.m. wearing her pink one-piece pajamas. Baby Ela is fed and put down in a cot next to Cleo's mattress. Parents eat and relax just outside tent before going to bed in the other room of the 2-room tent. Tent has a divider between the rooms that can be closed. And then below that is a picture of the
Okay,
tent.
so okay, 1 second. So here they just answered one of our questions. We were wondering where the 7-month-old was sleeping. Remember?
Yes.
We didn't know if she was sleeping like with the parents or, but it says that she was put on a cot next to Cleo's mattress. Okay. Now we know where the baby was. Go ahead.
So yeah, that's just the tent and then the little area where they were eating.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. Does
Mhm.
anybody know this brand of tent? And does anybody know? I'm gonna save it and we can zoom in after she's done with the timeline. But that white emblem that's on the side, it's almost like the size of a. It almost looks like the shape of an Earth. A couple Earths that we have out here. I live on Earth number 2 down the road from Mars.
Mhm.
But do you see what I'm talking about? The white circle.
I do.
Let me save this image real quick because I want to look at that later.
Okay, 1:30 a.m. They were woken by Cleo asking for a drink of water. Miss Smith gave her a drink, and Cleo went back to sleep in her gray and red sleeping bag. Miss Smith had gone back to sleep until about 6 a.m. when Ela stirred, wanting a bottle. When Miss Smith opened the divider tent, Ela was in her cot where she had been all night, but next to her, Cleo and her sleeping bag were gone. The entrance to the tent was wide open, and the zipper had been undone to a height the 4-year-old could not have reached on her own. Confirmation Cleo was at the campsite. Wild also revealed Cleo's voice was heard on CCTV footage from nearby beach shacks the day before she disappeared. It was just after they arrived. It's motion sensitive, so it was by their vehicle, he said. It's very limited. We've reviewed that, and we believe that Cleo's voice is what's heard on the CCTV. Ellie Smith states in the morning when when Cleo was noticed as missing, the tent zip was pulled higher than Cleo could reach. Police have repeated that, but I have not seen evidence of
See,
confirmation.
girl, I told you
They
that they
keep
kept trying
saying
to tell me
Chloe.
she was Chloe.
They need to fix that.
See, I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I knew that they were trying to confuse me in my subconscious and telling me her name was Chloe. This is where I'm getting it from. They keep confusing me. Okay, now I don't feel so bad.
Okay, car of interest. Want to speak to the driver of the car seen turning south off Blowholes Road between 3 a.m. and 3:30 on the morning the 4-year-old vanished from a campsite north of Carnarvon. Carnarvon. It's a weird word. He said 2 people who were traveling together along the Northwest Coastal Highway in the early hours of Saturday, October 16th, had contacted police about sighting the car. Saturday, October 23rd, 10:21. Forensics officers spent Saturday at the suburban home Cleo shared with her mother, stepfather, and baby sister as they investigated the possibility that the person who stole the little girl from the family's tent had been stalking her in the days or weeks prior. And then that is the end so far.
That is interesting. And then this right here is actually I have not seen this before. It
The way they
looks
both have their
old.
arms crossed.
Both the
Guilty,
way they're
guilty.
both sitting.
Sorry.
Let's let's be
I'd like
nice,
to jump to the
guys.
conclusion, but man,
Okay. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this for a second. Before we watch a little bit of that with the arms crossed. Okay. So the 7-month-old is sleeping on a cot next to Cleo. So let's open up the picture of the tent that we've got the actual drawing on the inside. And let's see something. Of course, my little Mexican is like, she's so lazy that she is literally barking for me to go pick her off the ground. Okay, so here is, and I want to find out what kind of tent this is, even though somebody drew what it could look like. Let's see this real quick. I can't. One sec, guys. Here's my crappy diagram of how Cleo might have been abducted from the tent. So you've got the parents and you've got Cleo. It looks like there's a partition in the middle, and then you got the baby on this side too. And then this looks like the zipper in front of right where Cleo was sleeping. What sense that if even if you're parents and you're going to go in and out at night and you're going to go outside, maybe sit by the fire or whatever, why wouldn't you have the babies in the back?
Right. Especially if you're going to sleep after them, it would make sense that they would be in the back and then it would be easier to get in. Just my
This
opinion.
really is fun, the little stick people, but this is obviously the zipper. You've got Cleo, so of course Isla was with her. You got the parents in the back. See, what parent wouldn't want to be by the door to be able to go in and out because you are going to bed at 8 o'clock at night. That to me right there rings some serious bells. And let me look at this tent real quick. It definitely looks loose. It's not tight. And I cannot, that could just be dirt. I wish what tent this was. You can see the little girl chair right here.
What is that black thing? Is that a shovel?
Oh, it's a shovel. Yeah, somebody said that in the chat. So is it a shovel because they're primitive camping? Is it a shovel for the fireplace or yeah, it's a shovel. Two chairs, a little chair, a shovel. That almost looks like a van, right? Like a little kid van, kid toy something. I don't know, guys. But that tent. Is this the zipper? It kind of looks like a zipper, maybe. Because you can see the windows probably flap down with zippers. With that seam. You think that's a zipper right there?
I mean, I guess that would make sense
That's
why it'd be too
weapons?
high for her to reach.
Hmm. Let me see what there's. Yeah. Also, with that CCTV, we have a little bit of that video, even though they didn't play her voice, but where that little camera was. And it's just not a voice picker upper, it's the camera picker upper, audio and image when the motion goes off, it records like a ring doorbell, is basically what it is. I would imagine footprints by tent, probably the parents' footprints. I don't see how you put the babies in the front of the tent right in front of the door when you know they're going to go to bed at 8 o'clock. Why would you walk over them and around them and disturb them all night? You just, whoever goes camping and puts the kids in the front. I put mine in their own tent when they were older, but that little, No, it would be in the back. Not because I'm thinking someone's going to kidnap them, but because I don't want to disturb them.
It would be awfully risky to be a stranger to go into a tent not knowing where anybody is in that tent.
That's what we're talking about earlier. I mean, maybe you see the girl during the day, maybe you see the tent open, but you just go creep up to a tent, you unzip it, knowing that the parents could be right there. The parents could have been wide awake, sitting up there doing. They could have been doing something naughty, whatever. Like, what kind of balls, kahuna, sorry, would it take to open up a door? I mean, zip a tent, knowing that makes noise, and you're just gonna snatch a kid in the sleeping bag. You're just gonna pull her out.
And with how
It's.
early it was so bright there so early, so I'm wondering how dark it was there at 8 p.m. Like, would they even be able to see inside the tent if they were going in? Well, no, I guess it was so late at the time,
Well,
but you
maybe
wouldn't be
what
able
are
to
they
see
gonna
the
do?
kids at that time to know there were even kids there.
Maybe they were wearing like night vision goggles. I'm only kidding.
Maybe.
I'm only kidding. Let's go back down here real quick and take a look at where this campground is. Kaz, are you this side or you're in Sydney? That's right. I'm coming to visit you, Kaz. I just want to let you know that that's on my bucket list to go to Australia and visit you. Okay. I've been signed out because I went to Australia for a quick 20-minute trip. My VPN like knocks me out of everywhere. It's like, wait, how is she in Maine and now she's in Australia 20 minutes later? So here is the Blowhole Kaba Kuoba campground. This is Beach Road. So they came off of Beach Road, the car. Let's see if we can get down here, which I know we can. Okay, so they said that anyone going to the north and leaving this way, there was no way that you could get out of here because of what? Surveillance
Something about
cameras.
yeah.
So you couldn't leave to the north, and this is leaving to the north. I do not know what that is. That might be a water station, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so we are like literally driving into the little campground right now. Did we pass the campground? I guess we're kind of like in it. Okay. Yeah, hello, we're at the campground. I think we should stay the night and go camping. But this is kind of scary, all this stuff around here. I mean, hang on, guys. I'm on a mental road trip. Like, I get lost in this stuff. I mean, wouldn't you say that we're at a campground?
It looks like it from the other picture.
Oh, this is definitely the ones that they said that you can rent.
Those are the shacks.
But this is 2008, and I cannot get any closer to 2020, 2021. But these are definitely the beach shacks. That would be a great time. Kaz, I'm coming to Australia, and we're gonna go camping here for a week. Are there dingoes, animals out here? Not that I think an animal took the baby. I'm just wondering.
That keeps coming to my head.
That looks like it would be like a lot of fun. Okay, let me get out of this thing before I end up at Melissa Caddick's front door. What is it? Carnarvon?
Don't even ask me to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody spelled it in
Let's go down
chat. Let me
here.
see.
Yeah, I got it. Carnarvon. Let's go down here. Wow, that's a pretty big city. So
Let
this
me
is
guess.
where she's from. I'm going to see if I can figure out where she lives in the house in the next couple of days, but I don't even know if it really matters. Okay, let's go ahead and finish watching the videos that I put together real quick so that my poor little Mexican is back there. I mean, I cannot believe that she literally is barking for me to go pick up my lazy butt and go walk in there and pick up her butt, and she's on the floor. Like, she cannot pull it off to get 6 feet from the sunroom into my little office. All right, let's just go ahead and finish watching. Huh?
She's cute. She gets to be lazy.
Yeah, maybe I'll show him a picture of her. Okay, so let's just watch just a little bit. I think it's about the security camera at, there's a couple of things that I put together from 7.
Large pyramidal structure, and the witnesses, they can't believe their eyes. It's absolutely shocking.
We have,
for a second time,
police say the parents of missing WA girl Cleo Smith are not suspects in her disappearance. There's been no sign of the 4-year-old at 12 days since she was snatched from a remote campsite.
For a second time, forensic officers searched the family home of missing 4-year-old Cleo Smith, but senior police say that doesn't mean her parents are suspects.
The parents have been nothing but helpful. We've worked very closely with them, and they've let us into the home.
It's 12 days since the little girl was apparently snatched from her family's tent at the remote WA Blowholes campsite.
The advanced capabilities of federal law enforcement are being deployed to aid local efforts to find Cleo.
Police have scaled back their air and land search, but others keep scouring the region.
Would you call yourself a bounty hunter?
no,
You wouldn't call yourself a bounty hunter?
no, we're up here doing other surveys for oil and gas.
Despite $1 million reward and the intense focus of an entire state, there's been no sign of Cleo.
I think the whole of Australia's on edge, really.
The case has awoken familiar feelings for the Morecambes 18 years after son Daniel was taken. On Friday, hundreds will walk to remember him.
And suddenly you find yourself remembering and reliving those early weeks.
His advice to Cleo's parents:
There are things you do, and that is be proactive, motivate the police with your attitude, being positive. Today's the day with the news.
A tough ask as days pass and hopes fade. Emily Arnold, 7 News.
7 News, was she being watched? That's the chilling new line of inquiry investigating the disappearance of Cleo Smith.
Forensic officers descended on the family home, dusting for prints and collecting clues. But 1 week since she vanished, there's still no trace of the little girl.
Searching the fence line for fingerprints. Forensics examining the family home of Cleo Smith, missing for 1 week today after she disappeared from the Blowholes north of Carnarvon. Police are Cleo's parents their target. Forensics sent here to firm up a growing suspicion Cleo was taken. and growing fears the abduction was premeditated and planned, maybe meticulously. Detectives now believe there's a chance whoever took Cleo came here to her home, maybe more than once, targeted before she was taken.
This is what 6 a.m. looks like near the Blowholes. It was last Saturday, almost to the minute, that Cleo's mother woke up at the campsite and realised her daughter was missing. Taken. This is big country, and it's a big task to find one little girl.
The zipper on the family tent was discovered open, higher than the 4-year-old possibly reached, her sleeping bag gone. Local helicopter pilot Dave was the first sense in the sky.
Far from the tent normally, you wouldn't expect them to be a couple of kilometres away. Still shocking for sure, and hopefully we do find her pretty soon. Still keeping our fingers crossed.
But the search girl soon became an investigation into a suspected kidnapping. Word spread quickly.
About 8, 9 o'clock we were leaving Carnarvon that morning, Saturday morning. An hour up the road, first fuel station, it was already posted on their fuel pumps. Continually until we got to Carnarvon, Cartha.
This small town has been left shattered.
We've been careful, we've got gates locked, just keeping an eye on who's coming in and out of the school. And it has, especially the first few days after it happened at school, it was very somber sort of mood, and you could tell it was a bit down.
Could have been one of our children, you know? Yeah, it could be, you know, one of ours when she went missing. Yeah.
I think the mood around it, I think people are fairly despondent. They've been very fully supportive of the family, which they should be, and probably a little bit depressed in a lot of ways. I think, you know, there's a lot of people I've found in tears at what's happened.
Our heart goes out to Cleo's family and the whole community, and we urge everyone who's been in the area, look at your dash cam, CCTV footage on homes, businesses, anything, any information is so important for making sure that we can find this little girl and find this little girl alive.
Police today hoping to uncover the critical clue to bring Cleo home.
Joey Catanzaro is in Carnarvon tonight. Joey, has there been a breakthrough in the case?
Tim, not yet, but the best chance of bringing Cleo home may still be a member of the public. Crime Stoppers has been receiving up to 400 additional calls, tip-offs a day since Cleo's disappearance. The biggest spike came after the WA government announced a $1 million reward for information. I can't stress this enough. Detectives are still calling for vigilance here and across the state. They assure he's following up leads and gathering evidence. People here in Carnarvon prepared to gather to support Cleo and her family. There is a plan for a vigil in the town tomorrow night, unless the four-year-old is found before then. And
Okay, so what are our thoughts on... I don't know. Welcome back, gamer guy. Man, something doesn't sit well with me. And I'm going to be honest with you. When Summer Wells went missing and I listened to Candace and Dawn, and that one still is the one that boggles me big time today. It's like the one case that I cannot even have a thought of what I think actually happened unless it was an accident and they hit her. But even if they did, how in God's earth, like, has she not been found with EquiSearch out there twice and FBI and TBI and 106 other law enforcement agencies? But I'm not going to get onto the Summer case, but it's just... This one doesn't really boggle me when I feel the parents' vibe and I watch and I think about the tent and her. No, I mean, the kid was taken in a sleeping bag. Like, what did he just, like, what did the kidnapper do? Unzip the tent all the way and then just slide her out in her sleeping bag? Pick her up and the parents right across a thin little paper thin room are not going to hear anything? I'm just, it's something's completely off.
And was she a heavy sleeper? I mean, my kids would probably whimper or something if I just swooped them up in a bag like that.
Opal, they have a camera that is at the campground. Hang on one second. And she's just so cute. I mean, all of these beautiful babies. Like, the next thing I fear is that Michael Vaughn is going to be found. Xavier has been found. Poor little Elijah Lewis. I mean, he obviously didn't have a chance. And down below, it's just heartbreaking.
Where I'm confused is they keep going back and forth on the stalker. Is he ruled out or is it not?
Hi, Dari D again. Hi, David Jr. Hello, Michael Michaels. I know audio is not the same, Michael Michaels, but I'm going to show you this article right here. There was a camera at the Blowholes, and it supposedly picked up Cleo's voice, and it has audio and a video. I think he's been in the dark web too long. Oh, and we also need to watch the video with them with their hands crossed together. But hang on, let me find. Here we go. Let me share this. Yeah, this one is what I want to check out real quick. But first, I want to touch on this one. He's got the same look too, and that eyebrow piercing. I just want to like flick it. My son actually has his face pierced right underneath his eye, like in his cheek, and oh gosh, I don't even want to know what it is. Okay, so I read this earlier, so I'm not going to reread it, but this is the one, right? Cleo Smith search. Detective Road Wild, it's probably Will Day, reveals Cleo's voice can be heard in campground CCTV footage. Then when they explained this CCTV, they said that it was a motion sensor, that when somebody walks by, it records the voice and the image. And then, of course, right here, they're just talking about the car that they just spoke of. So, also revealed, Cleo's voice was heard on the CCTV footage from nearby beach shacks. So, to me, that sounds like it was more than one camera shacks. The day before she disappeared, it was just after they arrived. So, could it be like a Dior Coots situation where they show up with her, they do a little day with her, and then it was just after they arrived. It's motion sensitive, so it was by their vehicle. It's very limited. We've reviewed that, and we believe it's Cleo's voice that's heard on CCTV. So obviously, somebody was close enough. They walked by this camera, they activated it, and in the distance, obviously, they can hear Cleo's voice. That's what I am just speculating. Thoughts?
Kai said the way mom speaks of the daughter is so much better than the boys. Oren and Orson's mom or Summers. Has the stepfather spoken yet? And on that note, I've seen a couple of times where the mom and the stepdad both referred to the daughter as being lazy. So I don't know about that. I would never call my 4-year-old lazy in an interview when she's gone missing.
Okay, when you speak of Oren and Orson, are you speaking of the biological mother, Dean,
The way I take that is the
or are you
adoptive.
speaking of Jacqueline? Dari D. The bio father is suspect to what? Cleo or the boys, Orson and Oren?
Gamer, what's going on?
Wait, I am totally confused right now. Sorry, my ex broke up with me now. Aw, I'm sorry, gamer. Cleo. That actually might have been the reason why they went and did the fingerprints, Dari, but considering there is CCTV footage and it was right near their car, I'm sure that, and there's multiple. So I'm sure that they probably saw vehicles coming in there, and if they came from the north, they were definitely recorded coming into that area. And considering it's been 12 days, and I'll give props to the Aussie police over there because, man, they are doing like a thorough job. Like a comment I got on a video earlier that said that they will not leave any stone unturned. This reminds me of Dior Kuntz. But let's go. But I do want to go ahead and check out two more things. This video with the arms crossed. And then I want to check out this Reddit article that we found kind of interesting about, oh yeah, don't tell the time, girl, about how and when and how long it took them to call the
Oh my
police
gosh.
after
If this
Cleo.
isn't a red flag, then I don't know what is.
And that's going to be your article. So right now, let me close some of these tabs. Are we done cruising, or should we take a ride by Melissa Caddick's house real fast? Hello, Melissa. Let me just do a drive-by and just wave to her real quick. Where are you, my hero? Are you hopping around on your good foot? Melissa, where are you? She's somewhere over here somewhere, living the good life on the cliffs.
I mean, she could buy a new foot.
I think she went to Indonesia. You're my hero, Melissa. I hope you're hopping around on your good foot. I would love to go to Australia. Okay. Focus, girl. Focus. Here we go. Gonna mic down. It's 13 minutes. I think we can handle it. It is not on YouTube, so everything should be good. But that is why I like to record the videos onto my player. Sometimes I do have time to upload them so that we do not get a copy claim like we got earlier, which was pretty crappy, but it wasn't a strike and it did not affect my channel whatsoever, it said. And that was the first time that ever happened to me. But I'm never listening to Matt Block again. And he is timed out. And we're going to put him in the corner. And he's not allowed to drop links anymore. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what this one is about. When she left, what, Opa? I like Opa. That Opa. when she left. What is she talking about?
I think they're talking about the campsite before the parents called 911 when they left the campsite.
Oh, you guys wait till we read it. Wait till you guys hear how that went down. That I was a little weird about this. That this guy drives me a little strange, but right here with these arms crossed, this is the first time I'm seeing this.
Yeah, both
The
of
first
them.
time I'm listening to it, but you guys look like Trizelle out there. What are your armpits sweaty? All right, let's see what they say.
Ellie, do you mind starting by just taking me through Friday night and Saturday morning?
Yeah, of course. So Friday night, we came obviously to the Blowholes. We got here about 6:30 or just before dark. We were able to put the tent up, put our gazebo up, get everything ready for both the girls so then they could go to bed. We made them dinner. Cleo, she went to bed probably about 8 o'clock. A little one had dinner. She went to bed. We had dinner. We went to bed. That was about it. We went to sleep. Cleo woke up at 1:30 and wanted a drink of water. I got her some water. And yeah, she went to bed. I checked on Isla, made sure Isla was okay. I got back in bed. And that was it really. We went back to sleep. Woke up to Isla wanting a bottle. As we passed the divider, I went into the other room and the zipper was open. Cleo was gone. And that was about it for Saturday morning until everything started.
I call complete bullshit now, and I'm gonna stop talking after this one talk, but I'm talking. They are looking down. The arms are crossed. There is zero eye contact. Yeah, right now I know that these two are number one suspect in my book.
Zipper to the outside.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Cleo was gone, so you looked down and...
Yeah, so basically how the tent was we had Cleo was on a mattress. Our little baby was in a cot right next to her. We had a divider, and then we were on a blow-up mattress as well. And yeah, she was gone. The tent was completely open. It was about 30 centimeters from being open, and I mean, I turned around to Jake and I just said, like, Claire's gone.
What happened from there?
Well, basically, obviously we went and went looking, checking, making sure she wasn't around the tent. And then we got in the car, driving around everywhere we could. We grew up here. We literally grew up probably 100 meters from literally where our tent was where we stayed at the same age. So we just looked everywhere that we went as kids, and we couldn't find her. And then we realized that we have to call the cops that she's not here. And then we called the cops, and then just all went into motion.
What was going through your mind at that time?
Everything. Part of me was thinking where is she? She needs breakfast. What's she doing? Everything was going through my head.
It's been 4 days now. Tell me about that. The last last 4 days?
Have been horrendous. We haven't really slept. We've had so much family help us and support us, but like everyone asks us like what do you need, and really all we need is a little go home.
What do you think has happened to Cleo?
I don't know, and I wish I did. No idea, because probably a million things that I've thought of and everyone else, and as everyone tells us, they're searching every angle that we probably have thought of. I guess the worst part is like we can't do anything more. It's out of our hands, so we just feel hopeless and out of control.
Can you tell me about Cleo?
Oh God, yeah, she's beautiful, delicate. She has like the biggest heart. She just so funny. She loves rocks. She collects rocks. She loves makeup and dressing up. She, every day wants to wear a princess dress. She's beautiful. She's so sweet. She's everything that you'd want in a little girl to grow up and. Yeah.
What's the information you would like to get out there, and what would you like to ask people to do?
If you see anything,
anyone has information or see them, just
call the
let
cops.
you know.
Like we get inundated with people messaging us saying like, maybe we've seen her here, maybe we've seen her there.
Just report it.
Report it is like all we can ask you to do. Because we can't do anything. And, if you see something, report it. It doesn't matter if it's small or big, or if you're sure or not. Like, we want our little girl home, and
Just anything, report it. Yeah.
People have mentioned that Cleo is perhaps not the kind of child who would wander off.
No.
About that?
She isn't. She would never. She won't leave my side if I'm walking in the shops. I mean, I live 5 minutes from the shop. She won't even walk that far. She's
lazy.
Yeah, she's lazy when it comes to walking. She won't ride her bike very far because all she wants to do is just go on the bottom of her pram, and she would never leave us. She would never leave the tent. She's wearing, when she left, she was wearing a jumpsuit, and she can't go to the toilet without my help unzipping it and going, and she would come get me just like she did with her water. She would never leave that tent alone.
Do you think someone knows where Cleo is, or someone?
Someone has to. It's been 4 days. And yeah, they have to.
Do you fear someone is taking her?
We hold hope that, she's here, because if I think about her being taken, it's pretty, a million other things cross her mind. But I mean, that's why everyone else has their job, because that's what they're here to do, find her.
Can you tell me about that massive search?
Everyone's doing everything they can. I mean, we sit and watch it every day and all night, and
it's going day and night. You can see that.
It's going, and we're just watching it happen. Like, they've been amazing updating us, but every time we get a call, we just always think like, is this our call that she's home? Is this our call that we sit and watch the sand dunes, and we just think that she's just going to run down it and like back into our arms, but We're still waiting. How I'm feeling is how I never want any mother to feel with their child.
Scared.
Terrified.
And you have a lot of support from community and family.
Yeah, it's been great.
The community's been amazing. Our family's been amazing. We've got a huge, huge support system with our family. We've still got people flying here.
All the community offering to help.
The community's been amazing. We've got people everywhere, and we're gonna find her. We have to.
Can you tell me a little about your family with the four of you? You live in Carnarvon and go on camping trips. So just talk me through some of that.
Well, this was our baby's first camping trip.
For the 7-month-old baby.
It was a brand new tent. First time we'd used it, so obviously we were trying to work out all the flaws that could come with it, but this was never something that we ever thought would have happened.
What do you like to do the four of you?
Go fishing, camping, beach. There's terrified of the water. She doesn't go into the ocean. Loves the pool, but ocean not so much.
Sandcastles and playing in the sand.
Yeah, she playing in the sand.
She's learning to ride her bike without a training. So
yeah,
we brought that up.
We brought her bike so then she could ride around basically where we all grew up. So she's gonna learn. We'll keep learning to ride with no training wheels as she pulls and stabilizes.
And work and school.
Yeah, I work in town at the beauty salon. They works at Rio. Cleo goes to school at St. Mary's.
What's giving each of you hope right
I know she's strong. Cleo was born 8 weeks early. She was premature and she's been strong from the day she was born. So I know she can get through whatever she's going through.
And for people keeping an eye out, can you tell me what does Cleo look like and what is she wearing?
She's fair skin, quite skinny, slim, honey blonde hair, hazel eyes. She's beautiful. She probably wouldn't really look comfortable or should be terrified, should be so scared.
If someone does know that Cleo isn't providing that information, what would be your message?
Please tell someone.
Just report it. If it was your child and someone new and can say something. Yeah.
Any news can help.
And just lastly, so the last 4 days you've been sort of here just waiting any news.
Yeah, we've been close by. We haven't left. Just waiting for her to come home so we could take her home.
Is there anything that you can talk about that you feel we should?
Okay, well, there she actually had some tears. There she did. She had some tears, but the body language is. And another thing, you know what I noticed is that they're not like one time there he put his arm around her. Like they're not like condoling each other at all. I don't know.
For me, what stood out was, why does his voice sound so timid? If it were I think a lot of fathers in that situation, I think they would sound more intimidating in a way because they know someone has their child. So some sort of level of defense comes out almost. But I hear him kind of talking too quiet, you know?
I do. Let me see one thing real quick. One sec. Oh, let me look at that last Reddit article, but here is. All right, let's see what this is real quick. And there's the Mexican. Oh, okay. How many would like to watch the body language expert on what she thinks about Ellie and Jake? There is a. I'm not. Yeah, I know people say, I can't believe you call your dog Mexican. You're racist. My dog is Mexican. She is a Chihuahua. Okay.
She's so cute.
So, would you guys want to go ahead and check out this interview from a body language expert on the mom and the stepfather?
I do.
No, Kaz. She is in. Okay, in the back of my house is a sunroom with all glass windows. They like to hang out back there because they like to look out the windows and see if like they can see the deer or whatever. But she lays on her little bed back there with my other dog who's very good and doesn't make a fuss. But then when she wants to come in to my office, she expects me to go pick her up and she will not come in here on her own and walk. And she keeps barking every 5 seconds to come get her. But now she's getting uptight and she won't stop barking, like, come get me now. And I'm like, you better use your legs or go get a job. Let's check this out and then actually. Okay. Let's see what this is about. And is it 30 seconds? I thought it said it was. Oh, wait a second. What is this? We'll check out this next. It says police reveal evidence Cleo was abducted. That's interesting. But this was out on the 20th, so let's just see what this is.
Sheep's clothing. Take Next Era Energy. They like to brag about their wind and solar production, but peel back the greenwashing, and you see Next Era makes most of its money from burning fossil fuels and is one of the biggest polluters in America. Next Era isn't funding Question 1 to protect the environment. They're doing it to protect their profits. So don't be fooled by this wolf in green clothing. Vote no on Question 1.
All right, guys, give me 1 second. I have to jump in my jet real quick and fly to Australia. I will be right back. I'm connecting now.
I wouldn't be able to leave that campsite either.
She can't go back to the house. All right, let me find that article. Here we go. And let's hope that this time we can connect. Come on, you can do it. I know that was just a video because it was just spinning. There we go. Come on, come on, cross your fingers. You can do it. You can do it. I'm in Australia now. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Australia loves to do this with their videos.
Here we go.
We came obviously to the Blowholes. We got here about 6:30. It was just before dark. We were able to put the tent up, put a gazebo up, get everything ready for both the girls so then they could go to bed. We made them dinner. Cleo, she went to bed probably about 8 o'clock. A little one had dinner. She went to bed. We had dinner. We went to bed. That was about it. We went to sleep. Cleo woke up at 1:30 and wanted a drink of water. I got her some water. And yeah, she went to bed. I checked on Isla, made sure Isla was okay. I got back in bed. And that was it really. We went back to sleep. Woke up to Isla wanting a bottle. As we passed the divider, I went into the other room and the zipper was open. Cleo was gone. And that was about it for Saturday morning until everything started.
The zipper to the outside.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Cleo was gone, so you looked down and.
Yeah, so basically how the tent was we had Cleo was on a mattress, our little baby was in a cot right next to her. We had a divider, and then we were on a blow-up mattress as well. And yeah, she was gone. The tent was completely open. It was about 30 centimeters from being open, and I mean,
Okay, wait. Is this not... We just watched this. There's no person going to tell us what they think of the body language?
I never want any mother to feel. Well, this was strong.
I guess not.
Wouldn't really look comfortable, or should be terrified. Should be so scared.
If someone does know where Cleo is and isn't providing.
You see what it says? Body language experts say mother Ellie and stepfather distraught. I thought they were going to tell us a little bit about it.
Bunch of
So
clickbait.
they so basically they're just saying that they are distraught. I want to see what the behavioral panel will say. Let's see what this right here says. Supposedly, police reveal evidence Cleo was abducted. You gonna load? Come on, you can do it. These Australian sites do not like me. Come on, come on. You can do it. Maybe not. Nope. Nah.
She doesn't look worn out to me.
Yeah, it
I mean,
says, but there's. Oh yeah, you can go ahead. You can.
I just
She
feel
said
like,
what?
okay, I'm sorry, but give or take however you feel about Cassie Laundrie. Remember when she came out of the house looking like a hot mess and she didn't know anything? This girl does not look like a hot mess for losing her whole child.
Her whole child.
Just saying.
Looks like she's been through the mill over and over again, he said. He is distraught bloke. I did an analysis of his face, and he has muscles moving on one side of his face and not the other. You can't fake that. You need to show very raw emotion for that to happen. Mr. P said Cleo's mother's demeanor reminded him of Cindy Chamberlain, who was unfairly criticized for the way she came across to the viewers in her initial media appearance after her infant daughter Azaria disappeared, was taken from her tent by a dingo in Uluru in 1980. That was a horrible story. I was young, but I remember hearing that after the fact. How come you don't want to be nice and play for me? Yeah, these articles are old. So we are basically with everything but the actual recording of her little voice. Oh, let me pull up that one. Okay, let's go over the last thing before we go ahead and end it. Let's go over this part that was a little shocking. The time frame of when they called her in missing, which is a big red flag for me. I can't see comments right now, guys. One sec. If you can see comments and you want to answer them, you can. I'm just looking for that link.
I hope you're not guilty either. I don't like to point fingers right away, but I don't know. I just feel like if you just look at their body language and what they're saying, it looks bad. And if you just look at the facts of what happened at the campsite, that looks bad. But whenever you see everything, I don't have good feelings about this.
Oh, this right here just makes me. This right here makes my. I'm telling you, this right here makes my spidey sense stand out, and I don't know why, but this. It's almost like it sounds to me like they literally read the story about Dior Koontz and thought, hey, but I'm not saying that the parents did it. She could have been abducted, but the parents, especially the stepfather. I mean, he just comes off as nothing to say, no eye contact, constantly looking at each other for reassurance. But let
Like
me
I said,
reiterate, I'm not saying that I think the parents did something, but I just do not see a man coming into a campground in the middle of the night and unzipping it, not knowing how the sleeping arrangements are, unless he was creeping her all day and went and looked in there. But they were only there for a day. That's a little strange too. You just get there for one day. It's not even like the person that took her had time to scope it out, is to see the pattern of what they were doing.
with Summer Wells, we learned a lot about high risk and low risk. And I just feel like this is a very high risk situation for somebody to come in and say, I'm going to take a random kid tonight.
From a campground after 1:30 in the morning and between 6 a.m.
Tons of potential witnesses. I mean, everybody might be asleep, but if they're out camping and it's the weekend, people could very well be awake.
I mean, she makes it sound like, where's that tent again? She makes it sound like she is she makes it sound like, see guys, look. I'm in Australia. See? Hey, Kaz, come over and visit. We're in Australia right now, hanging out at the hotel. Hi, Courtney. Um, my elderly cats, we went to New Zealand earlier. We tried to get a hold of you, but you didn't pick up the phone. So this tent, I wish I could do a 360 and get around it. She made it sound like she was like in the other room. I mean, you are in a tent. I don't know. It looks like what, 6 to 8 feet by 8 by 6 feet or 6 by 4 feet.
So I think there's a divider right down the middle.
Yeah, a divider of a tent material. I mean, it's like as thin as a sheet.
Yeah. Exactly. Who would even know Cleo was there?
I mean, I think everyone probably has a shovel. I know that when I go camping, we bring a shovel, but that's for the campground. That's for the campfire. And is that tape in Australia? Is that like the crime tape that they put up in Australia? The do not cross police tape? Well, we can't see the other side. I mean, it could be around the 10. It looks like it goes, I don't know. But
Yeah,
that
it doesn't even.
definitely looks like the door.
I agree.
And it looks like it opens from the bottom and the top is sealed. Like, see, I'm used to tents. When you undo a tent, usually you undo it and then the top comes down and then you go out. But this one, maybe the top does go down. I'm not sure. I would like to find that tent and get to be able to look inside of it. All right, you want to do this last? It's a very short article. You want to do this one so you can.
Sounds
this
good.
one's mind blowing.
3 to 4 hour period before calling police on missing 4-year-old.
Can you see it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
In an interview with Cleo's mother, Ellie Smith, and Ellie's boyfriend, Ellie said that once they realized Cleo was missing, they spent hours searching for Cleo. Edit. It was alleged that those 3 to 4 hours passed before the police had been called. I am now hearing that it was only 1 hour that passed, but do not have a source. It does not seem the police or the parents have released any information in regards to what time police were called, so the 3 to 4 hours is alleged and not confirmed. The sooner the police are called, the more likely it is that Cleo is found alive. If there was an abductor, so much of that evidence, fingerprints on tents, campsites, tire tracks, etc., could be destroyed in that alleged 3 to 4 hour time period. Later in the same interview, Ellie said Cleo cannot reach the tent zipper and she would never leave the tent campsite without one of her parents. She called Cleo lazy and said that Cleo would have never walked away. Ellie said something about her not even liking to walk 5 minutes down the road to her work, something along those lines. You take your babies, 4-year-old and younger, camping in a public area and sleep in a separate area of the tent. I find this incredibly strange. My babies and my dog would be sleeping in between my partner and I. As a mother in today's world, I just don't get it. 1, waiting to call the police, allegedly, not confirmed. 2, sleeping apart from your babies is unprotected, public area, and with a dangerous terrain. These are just my thoughts. These points obviously don't make them guilty of anything or that they did anything wrong. I just find it odd in my opinion. I hope the parents are being honest. Prayers for Cleo and for her safe return.
I mean, that's a while to I don't know. Is it a while?
I don't know. If it's my kids, I think one of us, if it's my husband and I, one of us is looking for the kids actively, one of us is calling somebody for help. There would be no real time period. We would just be doing, you know? I mean, to wait any longer than 10 minutes, you're in public. Anybody could have your kid, and everything that goes on these days, I mean, 10 minutes is too long. 5 minutes is too long.
This is the one that we saw earlier. I'm not sure if everyone that was in here saw this, but this is when they went back and they were going through the campfires.
Kim W. said behavior panel is doing them in 10 hours.
Oh, nice. I cannot miss that. I'm very, very, very curious to see what they think. I think that, especially with the crossed arms in that second one. I'm in Australia. Can't you guys be nice to me? Or are they going to be nice? We've seen this one. This is the back, and we're going to go ahead. I'm going to end it with this one. Check out some comments first. I want to drop my Facebook page.
Forensic police in WA have now returned to the site of Cleo Smith's disappearance after searching her family home for a third time yesterday. Police say Cleo's parents are not suspects, but they need to do a thorough investigation. The Australian Federal Police have also joined the search, which is now going into its 13th day.
Wait a second. Did you see her on video dancing? Oh my gosh, that was the cutest thing. I have to watch it again.
13th day.
Our thoughts are with the family, and I can assure them that the advanced capabilities of federal law enforcement are being deployed to aid local efforts to find Cleo.
A $1 million reward for information has lured bounty hunters to the area where Cleo was last seen. Police say Cleo's parents are not suspects, but they need to do a thorough investigation. The Australian Federal Police have...
Oh my gosh, guys, look at her right here.
Those little pigtails get me every time.
Look at her dancing. She is the cutest thing. Oh, I'm going to cry.
Australian Federal Police have also joined the search, which is now going into its 13th day.
Our thoughts are with...
Joined the search, which is now going into its 13th...
She is so cute. Ugh, I pray to gosh, I pray they find her. There's got to be one happy ending to one of these children that are missing. Wait a second, we might have a Twitter follower on this case. Then I'm going to look at comments, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I think he was actually the reporter that was at the end of one of those videos.
It's our new Brian Itton.
Okay, right. So this was an hour ago. Let's see what they say.
To Carnarvon. Thanks, mate. Still confident this case can be solved?
Yeah, look, we're really confident.
To Carnarvon. Thanks, mate. Still confident this case can be solved?
Yeah, look, we're really confident.
Okay. That was a short one.
Did he say we really can't, or we're really calm?
I thought he said we're really confident.
Ah.
Still confident this case can be solved?
Yeah, look, we're really confident.
Yeah, he says
I
we're
think you're
really
right.
confident. A new group joined the search. 10 days. Let's see what this is. And then I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I have to work tomorrow.
Well, it's been 10 days since little Cleo Smith disappeared near Carnarvon, possibly snatched. Detectives are now bunkering down to sift through a massive amount of potential evidence and a huge number of tip-offs. But as crime reporter Joey Catanzaro exclusively reveals, there's another group now looking for the missing 4-year-old.
With a $1 million reward on offer, it's perhaps no surprise someone would try to cash in. And according to sources, that's exactly what's happening here as the hunt for a missing...
Yes, it is. This is our new Australian Twitter boy right here.
I like him better.
This is our new boy.
4-year-old enters its 10th day. 7 News understands there are now bounty hunters in the Carnarvon region looking for little Cleo Smith, looking for her abductors and looking to get rich. There's already a 100-strong task force of detectives investigating Cleo's suspicious disappearance. Volunteers, for the most part, from some of the most high-profile squads the WA Police Force has to offer. Homicide, gang crime, drugs and firearms. Now, whoever may have taken Cleo has more reason to worry.
We do welcome anyone who can help find Cleo. I will ask that people not put themselves at danger or at risk in doing so. But certainly we are seeking everyone, including the property owners up there and abandoned sheds or anything else. You know, we've got a large search area looking for Cleo or evidence, and that's something we would ask everyone to check their sheds, their cars, their old cars, locations that might be abandoned.
Police fear Cleo was taken from her family tent on October 16. Despite a massive search, there's been no sign of the girl in pink. But yesterday, police released a new possible lead. Detectives are searching for a car seen near where Cleo went missing on the morning she went missing. Witnesses driving north towards Karratha spotted the car turning south from Blowholes Road between 3 and 3:30. That was just 2 hours after Cleo's parents last saw her. Detectives want the driver to come forward. We will bring you an update on this developing investigation in 7 News at 4 and 6.
Well, yep, you are my new Twitter boyfriend. Let me drop his Twitter link. And that was the $1 million reward, which we know. I love his accent too. This is our new Australian, Brian Enton. Okay. How come the Twitter URLs are so long?
I've only just started figuring it out with Brian, and I don't even have a Twitter.
So Josh Benson just said Laundry's parents, Cassie, and Cassie's kids were in Orlando while they were away per their attorney. No specifics on where they stayed or what they did via News Nation, Brian Laundry. Northport Police, that was the 26th. Okay, old news. Do I copy this link and put it in there? That's a big link, but let me go ahead and do it so we can all follow this Aussie man on Twitter. Is that even going to work? No, that was way too crazy. Here is his Twitter handle. Yeah, I don't know what I put out there. Look at that link thing I put in there. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I'm learning how to get technical, almost savvy. Why? Yeah, the link is big. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Anyways. Is there anything else? Let me check my notes. So, any luck on finding this tent real quick so we could see the inside of it? It has probably 1, 2, 3. It either has 4 windows. Well, not windows, but you know what I mean, flaps. And it might have 2 doors, but I don't see it having 2 entrances into that tent. I think the entrance is the one that opens underneath the little outside cabana tent looking thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go looking at camping supplies, try to find it.
I mean, because here, I mean, it just looks like it's got these 2 window flaps. I mean, I wish I could do a 360 turnaround and see on the other side, but I don't know if that's a white stain right here or a watermark, or it could be like a signia for the tent because it's actually like right center in the door.
Yeah, the placement.
Exactly. Anybody in here an avid camper? You know what kind of tent this is? It's definitely a pop-up tent. It's one of those tents that you lay flat and you put the little poles through and then you bend them and you put them down into the spikes on the ground. Definitely a pop-up to where you just... I mean, even if somebody did undo the zipper, let's just say, I mean, wouldn't there have been like even maybe some touch DNA on a zipper?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can get it off of a
Unless, of
lot.
course, yeah, unless, of course, right, he was wearing gloves. And then we don't really know. The dingo took her baby. My elderly cats, we actually came over into New Zealand to visit you today, but we couldn't find you. Yeah, she said, Jessica Tompkins said, nervous tick. I noticed like maybe he was biting on his inner lip, or you know how some people bite like the inside of their cheek a little bit?
Yeah, that could be
Kind of
it.
came off like it was something like he was either biting like the inside of his lip or like his cheek area maybe, but I'm just speculating. But I did find something.
Holly said it's a Coleman.
Where's Holly? What's it? Hang on a second.
The tent, I think.
A Coleman tent? Let me see something. But, you know, let's talk about another thing real fast. So she's petrified of the water, and we heard that in plenty of interviews that came right out of the mother's mouth. It wasn't speculation. The mother said it. Right?
Correct.
So now the bicycle, we can go back down actually and look at the campground again, because I'm pretty sure they've got some paved roads. And I did like the fact in the last video, which I'm going to go next time we do a video on Cleo, I wanted to go down there and see exactly where that car was coming from and where it made that turn. 3:30 in the morning. But you know, how do you know that it wasn't someone else bringing someone back to the campground that was maybe partying with some friends or something? You know, how do you decipher, like, how do you know it just wasn't somebody and that they're just so oblivious because they just kept going where they were going? See, I don't know if it looks like a Coleman tent. Because Coleman tent has like that really nice tight top. This one seems like it's really, like it doesn't seem like it's sturdy. It looks like if a 35-mile-an-hour gust came through, that tent wouldn't be there. And these are really sturdy. You see what I mean?
Yeah, the other one looks maybe waterproof, but not windproof.
Yeah, so let me see something.
Elderly Cat said Outwell tent.
What tent?
Outwell, like Outwell.
Now, that is what I call a tent. I mean, that's what I call separations in a room. And look at that thing. That's actually cool. Okay, now that's definitely not one of those tent. I think it's a pop-up tent. I mean, like, what would you call that? Like a divider? Divider in the middle?
Yeah,
Let's see what we
basically.
get. Let's just see if we can get something that looks similar. The top just doesn't look sturdy to me. Like all of these tents. I think it might be an older tent. I mean, look at that one, man. That one looks like a freaking igloo. This one.
That's kind of awesome.
Right? Look at that tent. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's get in sidetrack, guys. I have a feeling it's an older tent because the new tents got these great tops on them. Let me just see if I could.
Yeah, they just got that tent.
Yeah, but they could have bought it like
second hand.
Yeah. It just seems older. Like now the tops are so sturdy. Like I mean, look at this tent. Here's the best pop-up tent Australia 2021. Look at that. It totally has like a patio.
That looks like a wartime tent to me.
I mean, it totally has like a little patio outside the tent. I mean, oh, what is that yellow? Look at, what is that? What is that little? Hang on a second. What is that? Look at, there's that around. I'm not saying it's the same one, but look. Do you see that?
I'm not really sure where you're looking.
It didn't share that because I opened up a different window. Okay, let me share my whole screen. 1 second. Where was it? Where are you? Okay. Okay, here it is. Okay, remember we were talking about that white circle?
That does look very similar.
That was on that other tent. It almost looks like, what is that, like a light?
Like a lantern.
It's like an oil, I was going to say an oil lantern.
There's a different one on the side though. Oh no, that's the same.
That's what
Sorry.
I'm going back to see, but see, you couldn't see that because of the brush. Huh. We're going to have to dig deeper. I would like to see the inside of this tent, but this might actually be the brand because of the fact that that looks like it's faded. That's why it actually might be an older tent that they bought secondhand. All right, guys. If you're not in Discord and you have Discord, you should come over and join it. I'm going to go ahead and do put a room in there on Cleo and keep it open to everyone. But so this is the North Star series. Okay. So it is a Coleman, and it's a Coleman North Star series. We're going to have to check into the North Star series of the Coleman, an older one maybe, because these new ones are definitely fancy. Probably a couple years old. But that, and even where it's positioned too. Oh, look we can go through a walkthrough on the tent. Oh, I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, that's probably a sign not to do it. I can't help it. Let me mute the music so that I don't get it. That kind of looks like the top, right? Just kind of messy, not tight.
Maybe not waterproof either.
I think it might be a Coleman tent. I think I'm gonna have to go to Portland to the that store, the outdoor store. Go inside and see. So if this is similar to the tent, not the exact tent. So there's the door. So the babies are going to be sleeping right there, right? Let's just say that the babies would be sleeping right in this front area, which they said they were, not an exact tent, but a 2-room tent where the door was, correct? Am I mistaken, or is this where the kids would be sleeping?
That's where the kids would be sleeping.
So let's just say that this is the tent as a model of the tent being 2 rooms, the door in front of 1 room and a back room. So then, okay, you're really going to put your kid and a 7-month-old on a cot and then have to keep walking over them to go outside the tent if you have to go pee or something. I don't think so. Okay. So if you have any thoughts, you can go ahead and say yours.
I just feel like that material is so noisy. If you make any footsteps or you move anything around, you're going to hear it.
Okay, so here's the master bedroom. Turn on the lights. He didn't even show us. The guy turned down the lights.
I mean, there's not a lot of space in there that you would want to kind of walk over your kids. We said that earlier, but being inside of it and seeing it just kind of reinstates that in my head. Like, there's not enough room. You would put them in the back.
You are correct. And not only that, but there is no way that I'm going to go camping back in the day, even when I was a Girl Scout leader with the kids, and be like, okay, you girls camp in the front. No, I'm staying in the front. I'm staying by the door. So I make sure that nobody's getting out. I'm talking about Girl Scouts or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
all of that stuff. So, all right. Yeah, something's just weird. Doesn't even matter what kind of tent it is. It is a double tent. That one looks similar. It had 2 rooms. It's definitely not this tent. I mean, honestly, it's more like something like this. All right. I got to get out of this VPN. Australia hates me. The anaconda. Huh. Okay, let me see something. Can we zoom in? Now, the door didn't look like that, but man, they really come a long way with tents. But even if it did have two separate doors going in like that, now that would be strange, but I only think it had one door and you had to go past one to get to the other room. But if it did have something like this and you literally had two separate doors once that opened, but I only saw one flap. I don't know, guys. Maybe we can give them a call and say, hey, what kind of make and model was that tent?
I'm seeing Oz Trail a lot in the comments.
The dingo took her baby. That's the one line from Seinfeld that I don't think I'll ever forget when she says that. I don't know. So I'm definitely going to have to make a reminder. I do not want to miss the behavioral panel
No,
when they
no.
do on them. I'm very curious to see what they say. Now, what else? Are we forgetting anything about what we know so far? I think that actually that is everything.
That's everything I know.
Cleo. Anybody want to come up and say anything? You want to? Hi, Irish Eyes. Does anybody want to come up and say anything about Cleo? It just reminds me of Dior. And I'm not saying the parents are involved. I'm not saying I don't know who's involved. But what I am saying is that it just reminds me so much of Dior Kuntz that, and if it does turn out that the parents did know something, it's almost like they took the Dior Kuntz script and thought, well, let's just see if we can. I don't know. I'm just saying, in like speaking like in like a devil advocacy or something, like that if that was what ended up happening, you would have to wonder if they got the story from the Dior Kuhn story.
I don't know. More and more in these cases, I'm hearing about the people who do these things actually having some interest in true crime. So, I mean, you take inspiration here and there, and I would imagine they do too.
Right?
I keep hearing talk in comments about the biological father, but I haven't seen anything on him. What's going on with him?
The biological father did not show up at no damn campground at 1:30 in the morning and snatch that kid. He would have had a better chance of snatching that kid during the day when they were riding bikes and hanging out. I don't think you take a chance of snatching a kid out of a tent like that. Why couldn't the guy have snatched her when she was riding her bike? Like, why would you take a chance of opening a tent with her stepfather awake? Like, excuse me, what are you doing in my tent? Because you're probably about to get choked out.
Yeah, way high risk. I don't get it.
I think I keep thinking of the key word that he said when he said that it's more likely that Cleo was taken from a random event. So when I think about them planning a trip camping, but I do not know the Aussie slang and what they can use certain words meaning certain things, but I wouldn't consider that in America, that camping trip, a random event because it was planned. So what is it meant there as he would say it would be a random event? That kind of stuck with me. I think I'm going to get an Australian calling card tomorrow and give old Spotlight 7 a call and say, can you guys send me Anthony Coletti's phone number? Hello, Angel. The cases are so crazy. Yeah, it's, I wonder if they've gotten more crazy or if it's because there's so much social media and everyone that records it that it's like you're actually there and you see it in real time, which
That's exactly what it is.
yeah, I think that too. Um I'm trying to think if I missed anything on Cleo. I'm going to try to get my hands on the voice recorder. That's why I'm also going to get a calling card tomorrow or an international calling app link. I don't know yet. But I'm going to say that they probably should send me the Melissa Caddick and Anthony Coletti video and his phone number since they made me wait so long to watch it.
That sounds fair to me. Mhm.
And then I'll ask them about the Cleo situation. And then I'll try to get a hold of our new Twitter friend and ask if I can get a street address of where Cleo's mom lives, like not the house number, but a street address so we can go check it out. Because unfortunately, we can't pull people up in Australia like we can here. So we can't find out anything about them, unfortunately.
We've also got to call Mr. Smith back. It's almost Thursday. We called him last Thursday.
Wait, Sheriff Rice?
That's the one. I have Smith on my head. Cleo.
You know what?
Did I say
Let me
Smith?
check my phone. I don't know. My phone was on Do Not Disturb all day. I wonder if he called me today. Oh, I got 3 missed phone calls now. Oh God, it's the boyfriend.
Angel said, I love how y'all call whoever the F you want whenever y'all want. That's Mar.
Right?
I'm just there for emotional support.
Hang on, I gotta call the boyfriend real quick. He's calling like, what are you doing? All right. So, anything else, Cleo? Yeah, I need to get my hands on the voice recorder. Oh, that's what I was going to say. If they could please send me a clip of the voice recorder, so I'm going to work on finding that.
Oh,
And that's
also,
really the only.
if y'all haven't joined the Facebook group, y'all should definitely do that.
Yes. I don't even know how to get that link right now. Hang on, I think I do. And Discord.
And Discord.
The Discord is a nice place. I don't know if I can find it. Starting to get tired. My brain's getting like, oh.
It's called Missing People from Across the Globe.
Hang on, it's here somewhere. Yeah, I just want everything to be posted in there. I want people from all over the world to be posted in their stories from everywhere. And then I would like to set up a meeting before this weekend in either Discord or the Facebook meeting group so that we can discuss a couple of these laws. We have a Gannon law, a Breasia Terrell law. We have an Evelyn May law. But to me right now, the one that I think needs to be across all 50 states is the Briasia Terrell. So we're going to need somebody in each state. I can't find it. Can you post it, please? Oh, wait, I might have found it. And then also my members to my group, which I love you all for joining. Thank you very much. I am going to make you guys moderators in the Facebook group. If you're into that and you want to, I don't know, I'm not really good at Facebook. You can ask Hummingbird and Iconic. They make fun of me, but hey.
Never.
My next mission tonight is to make a TikTok video. So that is the group. And starting to get a couple members. And Discord too, guys. Discord's a great group. I am going to put a lobby to where people can chat and not talk about cases and get along. But then also there's a room for every single case that we talk about. And then there's also rooms for upcoming cases that people want to talk about. And of course, there's book club. And if you guys are missing book club, you're missing a really good book. Kaz, join Facebook. It's coming along good. Yeah, I'm going to do the meeting in there so that we can start talking about passing some laws, guys. We need to start protecting our babies more. I think the first one, you know what? We'll vote on it. We're going to vote on a couple of the laws that I think we need to get passed in all 50 states. And they're all important. The Gannon law is important. Evelyn May Boswell, they're kind of like similar though, in a way. So maybe we can combine the Evelyn May and the Gannon, because it's basically you have to report your child missing. You know, like the ones Elijah Lewis's parents who decided to do what they did to him, and I hope that the autopsy found out, and I'll look into that tomorrow. But I mean, that's why they're being held on a preventative detention, because in New Hampshire they have that, and that means that they can hold them without anything else but the fact that the judge thinks that they might be a threat in public. So that's what they're holding them on. And I think it's crazy when you can't arrest somebody when you basically probably know that they did the crime, but you just can't place it together yet. But there has to be a simpler way to be able to hold them until you can get that information together. Like Larry Mugliette, for instance, until it took them to get the gun charge. But there's a lot that I think needs to be passed. So that ones that want to be a part of it, then join Facebook. All right, everyone. I am going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you for coming in. Did we drop the Discord link? I know the Discord link is on my page, on my home YouTube
no, just
page.
Facebook.
Why is my rooster out there in his coop at 1:30 in the morning crowing? You can't make this up. I'm going out there to turn on his heat lamp. I think he likes the red light on. He's probably crowing to see if he can get some girlfriends to come over with his little red light on. This rooster, he is out there crowing up a storm. I mean, you cannot make this up. crowing at 1:36 in the morning because his heat lamp is on and it's an infrared. And he's just out there crowing up a storm.
Shredder asked what his name is.
Shredder! Hey, Shreddertainment. Who, my rooster?
Yes.
Can you hear him?
I don't think I can.
Well, he is actually inside his coop. His name is, and he's nonstop. His name is Dodo, but I'm calling him the Grudge now because he goes, oh. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's the Grudge. And he's mean. I'll get some videos of when he starts trying to fight and crane kick me. So now I call him the Grudge. He's out there
No,
just he's crowing up a storm. All right, so we'll stay on top of Cleo. I might go ahead and get that calling card and call over to Spotlight 7 and ask them how I can get a clip of Cleo's voice at the campsite if it's possible to even get your hands on. I don't know how it works over there. I'll talk to Kaz in Discord to see how that works. And let me drop the Discord link. Oh my gosh, I'm going out there to turn the light off. He cannot be crowing like this all night. Thank God I really don't have any neighbors. Shredder, are you on Discord? I need to add you. I think you're in the mod room on Discord. Who are you worried about?
Mr. Rooster.
You hear him?
I think they're worried he might be in danger.
My rooster?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is he in danger? He is. Tell them what my rooster lives in.
Okay, so it's like a giant dollhouse for chickens. It is awesome. And they have layers. So it's not just one door, it's like several doors somebody like a fox would have to go through.
Oh, there's no way that a fox is in there. They've got a slider lock door. They've got a side door that opens with mesh. Then they have their big side door that opens to clean it out that has 3 proof locks. And then they've got a cage around it, completely enclosed, even on top, with 2 more locks. No, my paraplegic, she doesn't sleep outside. She's in the back of the house, and she sleeps in a big warm storage bin with all of her hay, but she goes out during the day. But no, she sleeps in here in the back room at night. Don't you know? And then once in a while she gets out, and I come back and she's hanging out on the futon with the cat. But I am going to go out there and check on him, guys, and see what he's doing and probably unplug the light. So, everyone, thank you for coming in. Oh, he's fine, Shredder. He's always making noise.
You should see the picture she sent me. He's like in the air, going straight up to go for a kick. He is crazy.
He's a crane kicker. He thinks he's Ralph Macchio.
He's funny.
Yeah, I've got 3 girls out there with him, and if something was wrong and their boyfriend was going through something, they would be clucking like they were laying eggs. So they're probably looking at him saying, "Hey, we're trying to sleep. Shut your mouth." Yeah, he's got 3 girls in there with him. Actually, 4 girls.
Oh, he's happy.
Yeah, next time I'll show you guys a picture in Discord after I log out of my rooster hanging out last night in the coop with the red light on. He thinks he's in Amsterdam. He thinks he's got the red light going on, and he's probably crowing because he wants more girls to come by. Five girls aren't enough. He needs a couple more. He's a young boy. He's 8 months. He's going through the point to where he just wants to have like 5,000 girlfriends. He's got the red light going on. I'm going to go out there and play him a little Roxanne, and then maybe he'll go to bed. Everyone, thank you. Have a great night. Stay vigilant and keep your babies close. And thank you for coming in. And thank you, Iconic.
Thank you.